The Latter-day Saints and many of the people around the world, they're waiting for the second coming of the Son of David or the Son of God. And I want to tell you, I don't understand all things. I truly don't. I know I was called David, but I don't understand because I am just me. I was not even born with the name David. Had I been born with it, I would have just thought some ghost was calling me David by my given name. I wouldn't have even questioned why I was called that. And I think that may be one of the reasons why I wasn't called that when I was born. So that would cause me to question and seek out an answer to try to find what this is. So, anyways, I just want you to know they are waiting for the Son of God, which is supposed to be the Son of David. And I don't understand all that. I just know I was not called the Son of David. So, if you're waiting for the Son of David, then that's not me. That can't be. So, I just wanted to clarify that. I just wanted to add something, a thought that came to mind. How do you know when you have left the valley where the Good Shepherd is and left the rod? Because remember, the rod doesn't go up a mountain. It stays right near a river, which is usually in the lowest of places. How do you know when you've left the rod? Well, there are many signs, but I'm going to tell you one, so beware of it. You are setting up a great and spacious building when you become a head wagger. A head wagger. You don't want to become a head wagger. Now this is what they look like. Oh, look at that. Wow. Well, if only he'd get his act together. That, my friend, is like the stereotypical stuck-up high school girl that is not even a Mormon, that Molly Mormons make fun of. And I'm sorry I used that word. I love Molly Mormons. But don't be a head wagger. That is just so condescending. And I know it's hard, sometimes we do that and we don't even realize we're doing it. But as somebody who you said has left the rod wags their head at you, maybe you're not wearing the right clothes, maybe you're a geek or something like that. If you're doing the same thing, but in the name of righteousness, then you should not be casting stones. Don't be a head wagger. The truth of the matter is, anytime you look down on someone, you're looking down on them for a reason. You've already left the valley where the rod is. You've already left. You've already left it. You're ascending a mountain where the great and spacious buildings are. Anytime you start looking down on someone, nobody that's down in the valley looks down on anyone. They just keep holding the rod and going forward. I want to talk for a minute about being born again. We like to write things off as just figurative. You can be born again in your heart and say, I change. I change. I have accepted a new life and I change and I'm born again. Remember, baptism, though, is a covenant, which is a promise. A promise is something you're going to keep. And you renew that promise every week. But in some ways, you still haven't fulfilled it. I want you to know that it is not so surprising, Latter-day Saints. This is not even beyond your kin of doctrine, even though it is not doctrine. There are some times, where we wait in the great white wait place after we die. Some people call it paradise. You refer to it as that, at least. Some people say spirit prison, whatever. Where we have not finished yet. And in that spirit body, you are able, the breath, to return and finish what you have not yet finished. This is not impossible. I know that might seem a strange doctrine to you. But being born again, let me tell you something. Well, sometimes we aren't done. Sometimes something happens and we just aren't done. We still have things to do. And that can happen. So I want you to think about that and stop telling us that is impossible. That is something you cannot pass. That is impossible. It is not impossible. It is not impossible. I wanted to tell you, though, be born again. Stop saying things are so figurative. Oneness, it's just figurative. Omnipresent, omni means all. Tell me, is it a present for all? It's a gift. Life is a gift. Is it free? Is it a free agency? Is it omnipresent? It is. There is nothing beyond the bounds of the great I am that is eternal, that is one moment, that is never ending but yet one moment. Yes, and sometimes we lose sight of the eternal. So, being born again, Jesus said, become like a little child. Now tell me, little children are meek and submissive. Now you notice he didn't pull the adults over, even the ones probably who had been baptized by John, and sat them on his lap, you said. He did the little children, and he said, be like them. Now I want you to make a little list and tell me what little children are like. Do they think they have years of experience of knowledge? To be like a little child, you're going to have to be like them just as much as you can. And you are a body that is able to change your body without what you call death, but seems like death. You are able to change your body into a body like you have now, in a way. So, it is not really death. And you say, well, I need a new body. A new body. You are the eternal body. You are, you soul. So, do not suppose that these things are impossible. But if you are to be like a little child, surely you won't be adult. For we do not commit adultery. Adulterizing the truth is not being like a little child. You are willing to say, I will think like a child again. A child does not think it has all this knowledge. When you are born as a little child, you are innocent until you say the age of accountability, which is 8, which is the same number points as the Star of Melchizedek. By the way, the Star of Melchizedek, you see 8, I see 9. A pentagram, you see 5, I see 6. The Star of David, 6. 6 days of the week, 6 points. I see 7. You just count the points. You could not count the points of the star without the whole star as well. Without that whole star, what are the points? You see, sometimes we leave out the whole with the W and just look at the points that make little holes. When you see the Star of David, you may see 6 points. I see 7. And that is why you see 6 points, which is 6. The 6th day of the week, which is you call Saturday, that points to the whole, which is the 7th, which is Sunday. So next time you look at these stars, don't forget to count the whole thing, or maybe you just haven't really gotten the point yet. So anyways, thank you for listening to me.